Grouping your DNA matches with colors and surnames can be a valuable technique to streamline your genealogy research and provide insight into family connections. By color coding, you can visually identify shared ancestry and potentially common ancestors. To get started, you're going to need your DNA in Ancestry or MyHeritage or both. These are the only DNA websites that allow for tagging. All you other DNA websites, get off your ass. Ancestry provides 24 colors, and MyHeritage provides 30 colors and tags. Using DNA, I can validate and solve mysteries going back 7 generations. By the time I get to my 5th great-grandparents, I have 128 surnames that I'm tracking. Plus, I need more colors for all my mystery groups, so 24 or 30 colors will never be enough. Until we get more colors, I have to combine surnames into one. Don't mess with Scotland. Until we get more colors, I have to combine surnames into one color. So navy blue is my Scottish, Aiken, Kirkwood, and Semple branches. Now, I should note that the label can be anything you want it to be, a surname, a nationality, a location, whatever fits your organizational needs. In 2022, Ancestry added the feature of tagging your DNA matches with Parent 1 and Parent 2, although it's up to you to figure out which is which. But once you do, you can relabel them as maternal and paternal lines. There are a few ways to get started. You can visually pick out DNA matches that you recognize and then assign them colors and surnames. Or you could search for known surnames among your matches that have family trees so that you can do a mini validation and then assign them a tag. I like to use shared matches in Ancestry or shared DNA matches in MyHeritage. This guarantees that all the matches will be related, and it works even if you don't have surnames to start with, like with adoptees. If I take any of my DNA matches and I click on Shared Matches, the resulting list will all be one family. In my case, I've separated my DNA matches into at least 8 groups, corresponding to the surnames of my 8 great-grandparents. So a first cousin might get 2 or more tagged colors. They might get both Malio and Fioli, which means to me that they're downstream descendants of Raphael Malio and Anna Fioli. I have a third cousin that only matches on the Fioli side, so they'll only get 1 tag. Relatively speaking, the closer the DNA match, the more surnames you're going to have in common. The more distant the DNA match, the fewer shared matches you'll have and the fewer surnames that they'll represent. Realistically speaking, you can only go back maybe 6 or 7 generations with autosomal DNA. If you need to go back further, you're going to need to use Y-DNA or mitochondrial DNA. Continue working through your matches, applying tags to the surnames that you know. When you click on Shared Matches for some DNA cousins, the resulting list may have colors from your previous tagging efforts. DNA inheritance is imperfect. Your matches may share DNA with some, but not all of your family members. You are genetically unique, even if you are a twin. At conception, you were dealt a random set of DNA. Sometimes that DNA matches other people, like your cousins, and sometimes it doesn't match, even if you expect it to. DNA inheritance is not perfect. That's why you don't look like your siblings, unless of course you are an identical twin. Now your mom and dad will always give you 50% of their DNA, but there are some random events. Let's represent mom's DNA with 100 cards, 50 red and 50 blue, her DNA inheritance from her parents. She's going to shuffle them and randomly give you 50 of those cards. Dad is going to give you 50 of his cards. Together, that's you. Now pick up all the cards and reshuffle. Deal out 50 cards from each parent to your sibling. It's highly unlikely that they'll get the same cards as you. Now, what if Mom's deal to you stacked the deck in favor of her father? When it comes time for you to get your DNA matches, you're going to get more matches from your mother's father's side than from your mother's side. Short story long, it makes a lot of sense to get your siblings' DNA tested also. They will have inherited different chunks of DNA from Mom and Dad, and that will provide potentially different matches. Now, more matches translates to a more complete picture of your ancestry. Once you have all your colors and tags, this legend inside of Ancestry will serve as a reference and help you keep track of all your groups. When you look at shared matches for some of your DNA cousins, you don't recognize them and they don't match any of your surnames. I'll take these and I'll mark them Mystery Group 1, Mystery Group 2, etc. When I have more time, I'll revisit these mystery groups because they represent potential common ancestors. Hopefully my mystery group will have enough family trees for me to find a common surname. If I can determine how the mystery matches all connect, I can then relabel the group. For example, Mystery Group 6 becomes Patterson in Antrim, Ireland. Eventually those mystery groups will fill in gaps in my family tree, or replace entire branches where I've made mistakes in my research. Consider these rainy day activities. Every time you get a new DNA match, you can click on Shared Matches and quickly see how your new cousin fits into your family groups. Look at those DNA matches with partial or missing trees that you've already tagged with a surname because they were part of a group. Figure out how they're related by building or fixing their family trees. Revisit your mystery groups to find more clues about their common ancestor and how they fit into your family. Remember, their common ancestor is probably your common ancestor also. Write to your favorite DNA website requesting more colors and tags and tools. I'll never be able to tag all my DNA matches. Some of them are so far back that I don't have any shared matches in order to put them into families. Over time, my mystery groups will convert into surnames, more mystery groups will appear, and I'll have to combine surname groups in order to free up tags for that next surname in the works. Using colors and surnames to group your DNA matches can supercharge your research, and it's critical for identifying family lines while working with adoptees or non-parental events. The bottom line is we need to use all the tools that are available to us and try to help imagine the next generation of family history.